Hey, Zane Griggs here. Today I want to show you a great on-the-go travel workout, whether you're at the park with your kids, on a business trip, on vacation. This is one you can pack up, take with you very easily. Get in, however long you want, 15 to 30 minutes if you want. But you get a good full body workout in about 15 or 20 minutes very easily with very little carry. Well, I have the suspension trainer. This is going to be our primary apparatus for today. This is a TRX. This is a great one, very well made. There's lots of them out there. This one will last me as long as I'll ever need it. Okay, I've had it about 8 years, it still looks great. You're gonna want some water, especially if you're working out outside like I am here in the middle of the day. Water and a mat. You can grab a yoga mat. Something, if you're on a surface like I'm on these, kind of round, kind of somewhat soft, but still rocks. Okay, so whatever surface you're going to be on, hard hotel, wood floor, outside, just whatever you got available. Don't let it stand in the way of getting your workout in. Okay, these are all very, very easy to travel with. We're going to do an 8 exercise, so not a lot of exercise, but 8 exercise circuit, 3 different circuits. We'll break those up, starting with the large muscle groups first. Okay, and then work our way down towards a single joint, smaller movements, smaller muscle movements. So let's start with a push-up. Now, push-ups on the TRX are a little different because you don't have a stable surface you're putting your hands on, like a dresser or a bench or the ground. So you've got to stabilize here a little bit, which means you might need to keep yourself a little higher off the ground than you're used to, because you have to stabilize as you work through the push-up. So for some of you, may need to come up a little higher until you get used to stabilizing your shoulders through this movement. Others of you who are more experienced with it, or just a little stronger, you can get a little lower to the ground. But again, you still have to stabilize, so it's going to be a factor if you're not used to doing them this way. All right, I'm going to show you a variation of this one. It's a little bit tougher for you hardcore exercisers. To make the push-up a little more interesting, okay? So there's our push-up. We're going to move into our leg movement, which is, we're going to cinch this up. Cinch up pretty well. I'm going to start over on that. I don't know what happened there. Cinch up here into one loop so they don't slide around. There, nice and stable. You're going to loop foot. Okay, put your foot in that loop. Step out just to give yourself some room to move. And you're going to sit back into a lunge, just like you normally do, but all the weight's on this front leg here, so the work's here. This is for balance, gives you a little bit of push if you need it, but you really want all the work in this front leg. Sit back, keep your spine stable, spine supported, as you lean forward over that front leg, driving up through the heel. Make sure you're putting the work in the hip joint, okay, around the glutes. Hamstrings really working as you get nice and low there. All right, 8 to 15, 20 if you need it. You're not using weight, just body weight. Okay, that's what's great about suspension trainers. Your body is a machine. Gravity and your body weight are your resistance, so you can adjust them. This just allows you to position yourself to adjust for the appropriate amount of resistance, gravity. So, get a little better view of the hip there. Just sit back, drive up through the heel. Spine is stable. A little sweat in the eye there. Spine is stable, leaning forward, the counterweight, the old booty going back there. All right, and you obviously see me stabilizing, balancing. We all need a little more balance in our life, right? So stability is important. One of the first things to go as we age. So important to keep part of your workout. Now, first round of the first circuit, I'm going to show you that more difficult version of the push-up. And for that, we're going to need our mat. So lay the mat out, give you a place for your hands to go. So you're not worried about something jabbing into your hand while you're trying to do a very difficult exercise. Work your body, right? So you don't need that kind of level of difficulty or variable difficulty. So we're going to let these out. Let them out as far as you can to maybe, foot and a half off the ground for most people, depending on your arm length. You're going to take a push-up position on the ground with the feet in loops. So make sure they're even in those loops. All right. Come up and do a plank with your arms straight, and then we're going to do our push-ups. Now you have to stabilize quite a bit more, but here, because your feet aren't attached to anything, you know, when you're hanging there, they're not on the ground. So it requires a little more stability, more core work than normal. You can work through your push-ups holding, knowing that you're getting a great core workout at the same time. So whatever you got to do there, again, 8 to 20. If you want to make those more difficult, you can cinch these up even higher. It's going to require a lot more, not only on your upper body, your shoulders and your upper chest, but on your core as well, because as your feet come up, right, it's going to want to bend your back, you want to hyperextend your back, and you're going to have to keep your core that much tighter. So you're going to find you feel that a lot more here if you cinch them up to that elevation. All right, let me show you one slight variation on the lunge now. Might even be a little easier for some of you to do it this way. Not a big difference, but worth showing. So we're going to keep it out to the side. So your foot, instead of going behind you, it's going right to the side. In that loop, you're still keeping your weight over this leg. Okay, not much weight on that leg. Okay. If you have too much, obviously you're going to tip over. Don't want that. But sit back, keeping this leg out to the side. Gives you a little more room to push yourself back up if you need to. Might be easier for some of you to balance. But you're still sitting back on your heel, driving up with your hip. Okay, a nice stretch, pull in the glutes as you get deep there. Keep the knee behind the toe and spine stable. All right, now we're going to move into, you guys push through the other leg. I want you to walk in circles, so make sure you get both legs worked there. We're going to move into our next circuit. We're going to do a row. For some of you have seen a row before on a TRX. I'm going to cinch this up a bit so we get nice and low. Make sure my arms going in the way, one arm's going in the way, and allows me to hit the ground when I'm doing these. So most of you are going to start here. This position, pulling up, so you feel a little bit of gravity pulling you when you finish. Okay, if you're pulling and you're standing upright, you're standing here. Okay, there's no gravity pull. You want to finish where you have a bit of an angle to your torso against the ground, so gravity is still pulling. Now, for some of you, that's going to be too easy. You want to get nice and low. This is why I cinched it up, so I can get in a more parallel position with the ground to do the rows. So more of my body, all right, is being pulled against gravity, and that's my resistance. Your body is your machine, gravity is your resistance. All right, pulling shoulder blades back, shoulders and shoulder blades back, squeezing together for a great 8 to 15 reps. All right, this one's a doozy. Get back, fully extend those loops down to about, again, foot and a half off the ground. Put your mat back out for your hands, just like a push-up. This is for your core. Focused on core. This one's tough. This is definitely an advanced movement. I'll show you how you can get started with them and work your way up. Put both feet in the loops, keep them even. Come up into your plank. Okay, and then we're going to pike. We're going to pull the hips up into a pike position, just like that. Pull up, you're pulling core, it's all core. Pulling straight up into that pike position. You're going to feel it right through your abdominals. Now, just getting started, try a slight pike. A little anthill there, just like that. That's all you need to do, maybe just 3 of them, 5 of them. Start off with that, work your way up into the full pike. Now for many of you, that's going to be difficult. You might just want to do a plank. You just want to put your feet in there and hold a plank for 20 or 30 seconds. That's fine. Start with that, work up to a minute, and then start trying the mini pikes. I'm going to show you a variation you can do with that as well. In the second round, let's go into our second set of rows. Now you can do single arm rows with these. So You're going to cinch it into one loop again, like you did with a lunge. All right. I'll show you on this arm, because you got to pull that shoulder blade back. So start here, bit of an angle. So gravity's still pulling on you. I got to turn my back on you, which is not a good idea, but I want you to see the shoulder work. So, get it out, pull back, drive the elbow back, shoulder back. So a single arm row. A little more individual attention for each arm, especially if you have a dominant arm. You want, like say, your left arm to catch up with your strength of your right. It's just a good variation on the rows. You're not going to lean back as far because you're using one arm. So you got to adjust the weight. I'm going to show you from this angle now. So you can see, let it out, throw back up to it, drive that elbow back, right? Let it all the way out, drive the elbow back, shoulder blade, coming back here. Good. Let's do full sets on those. Just the weight. You're doing 8, 15. All right. Let's move to our core variation. Again, lay your mat down where your hands can get to it. Let this all the way out. All right. Well, depending on where you've anchored it. Give yourself that foot and a half. And be ready to feel your core. Scream for mercy. All right. So come up to your plank. Bring the knees up to your chest, round your spine like you're crunching. You know, a little bit of a crunch action on this. Bring your knees up, holding a steady plank as you extend back out. You can see, some of you might just be here, but just make sure you tread round the spine. Round, even if you don't bring your knees up that high, round the spine, all right? Woo! You can feel those right away. All right, so that's end of our second round. Feel free to do 3 or 4 sets if you need to, but for a quick 15-20 minute workout, 2 sets, you're gonna feel it. Keeping the pace up. Keep the pace, heart rate's up, you can tell I'm sweating. Heart rate's definitely up, I'm breathing hard. Using your body as your machine. So, let's start with shoulders. All right, I'm gonna cinch this up a bit. You can see in frame, you don't have to. I just wanna make sure you can see me. All right, so we'll start with your hands out in front. Adjust your weight as necessary. You won't need a lot of body weight for this one because you're really isolating the shoulders. We're doing we're gonna do 4 single joint all together. So, arm straight out, straight up over the shoulder, roll them back out in front. Go for the shoulder, almost a slight V if you need to, not super wide, but out over the shoulder joint. Allow room for movement there in the joint. You're going to feel that pull right through your shoulders. Now, kind of holding a plank as you move through it. So you don't want to just pull in the upper body. Ideally, you want your whole body to move like a plank. All right, then we're going to move into bicep curls. All right, keep the elbows out front. Curl up, back out. Keep the elbows out front. See this? Maybe that's a better angle. So you can lean back as far as you need to. Nice controlled movement. The elbows stay up front. They're not coming back here. We're not rowing them back to you. Elbows are out front. You're bending just at the elbow, pulling your face up towards your hands. Okay? Your whole body's moving here. Into the tricep. All right? Triceps. Some of it is just reverse your position. Handles out in front of your face. Keep it up kind of high. You don't want it down here. You're not going to have any room to move. Go up here. Palms down. Crack the elbows. Bend down to a 90-degree angle. Push back up. So you're just dropping back. Whole body moving. So you get a full plank movement here. Drop down into 90 degrees. Push back up. You don't want to just sit here and move your upper body. Flat-footed. Okay? Flat-footed, you tend to do that. Bend the balls of your feet. and just adjust accordingly. If you need to go up a little higher, that's fine. Just make sure gravity is still working there. You can go as low as you need to. Down here, right? Obviously a lot harder. Now we're gonna do let your upper body rest a second while we do some leg curls. Now get your mat, lay it so you can basically line up with your feet in the straps here, lay on your back. So put each heel in the strap. You're gonna stay there, just keep your weight in them, okay? They won't flip out until you lift your feet up. Your weight in there, bridge up. I am here, no, not touching the ground. You're gonna pull your heels towards your hamstrings. Just like that. Heels pulling towards hamstrings. You're gonna feel this right in here. Glutes are firing because you're holding yourself up. Core is engaged. The heels, toes up as much as you can. Don't let them point too much. Keep them up. Drive the heels and the hamstrings. You're gonna feel those. Right through there. Now, let's do one more round with upper body, just so you can see that again. I'm gonna show you one more variation. The hip extension through your glutes and hamstrings. You wanna do shoulders, okay? Do 5 each of these to get through this here. 2, 3, out from the side, back of hands, up to about ear level. Right, so your arms right next to your ears. Switch to biceps. Elbows out front. Pull my hands up towards the face. Whole body is moving toward your hands. And switch to tricep. Hands parallel, ideally not touching. If you have to put them together at first to stabilize, that's fine. But ideally, try to get them to stabilize separately. Bend to a 9-degree bend in the elbow. Push back up. All right, one more exercise to go. And get your mat out in front of your loops, just like before. Let this out. Foot or foot and a half. Angle out a bit so you guys can see this a little better. And we'll do a hip extension. Okay, so same starting position as the leg curl with feet and the loops on your back, slight bend in the knee. This time we bridge up. That's our move. We're going to start bridged, hips off the mat, bridge up, extend towards the ceiling, the floor, or obviously the sky, excuse me. Send up towards the sky, back down, still hovering over the mat. Now, this is really difficult and you need to touch down each time or every third or fourth time. That's fine, but that's not where you want to stay. You want to work on keeping that bridge. Your hips stay off the floor the whole time. Send the hips up towards the ceiling, keep that slight bend in your knee. You got to feel it. So, that's our full body circuit of really 4 large muscle groups, 4 smaller single joint exercises, put in a circuit, fast paced, heart rate's up, muscles definitely worked, lots of energy turnover in a short period of time. Let me know what you think. I look for more, not only exercise tips, but a great eating plan that I have available on my website, free download, zanegriggs.com, or check me out on Facebook. Again, it's facebook.com/Zane'sBlog. Talk to you later.